Hello and welcome to Manga Tour 96, and today we're going to talk about Overlord. Today's topic will be the Washboard vampire who has an abundance of different fetishes. If that wasn't enough, as a true vampire, she is prideful, arrogant and bloodthirsty, but if nothing else, she is capable of learning from past mistakes. I'm of course talking about Shalltear Bloodfallen. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I will spoil a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with who Shalltear is. Shalltear Bloodfallen is a true vampire and the floor guardian of the first to third floor in the Great Tomb of Nazarick. She was created by Peroncina. Shalltear has a very flirtatious personality and is open with her sexual preferences, often to her peers' discomfort, including her master Ainz. So far, she has displayed a preference for necrophilia, sadomasochism and bisexuality. For that reason, Shalltear tends to make sexual advances towards undead like Yuri Alpha, who tries to avoid her as best as she can. However, she dislikes rotting corpses. Despite her apparent shamelessness and honesty, she can be quite innocent about certain things. She also happens to be quite sensitive about her petite figure, which she attempts to cover up by using breast pads. Furthermore, she tends to easily misinterpret the old saying of the 41 supreme beings and takes them out of context. As a true vampire, Shalltear is extremely proud and takes her position as a floor guardian very seriously. Yet, at the same time, she has no patience or tolerance for failure and will often burst into fits of rage at the sign of an unfavorable situation occurring. She will not hesitate to kill any servant who disappoints her. However, she will not punish others for failing a task that are impossible to begin with. When Shalltear fails a mission, she tends to fall into a state of depression and can become very reflective on the sins committed by her. In fact, she believes that her crime must not go unpunished, feeling guilty of the terrible things she has done to cause Ainz trouble. She is completely loyal to Ainz and in a romantic sense is also considered to be the love rival to Albedo for his affection. She takes great joy in being able to prove her worth and fantasizes about the praise and expects to receive from Ainz. When the situation doesn't go her favor, Shalltear fearfully panics about the scolding she believes that she will get by him. However, she seems to have a taste for enjoying the punishments Ainz orders her to do, like being his chair to sit on. After learning from the mistake from her last mission, Shalltear begins to act more vigilant and careful to the environment around her, planning precautionary measures accordingly based on the kind of situation she is in. On the other hand, she tends to be quite a playful girl towards her opposition to the point of chasing after them for the fun of it after they develop a fear of the former. She will incite a few mind games with them for as long as possible before finally deciding to go through with either capturing or finishing them off for good. However, she can lose control of herself when she is splashed with too much fresh blood after murdering her victim in cold blood. She also feels deeply uneasy and frustrated with herself whenever other Nazarick denizens don't seem to bear any trust of her for the job. She wants to prove herself useful to not only her master Ainz, but also everyone else in Nazarick who lost faith in the former as atonement for betraying their trust. Shalltear Bloodfallen was created by one of the 41 supreme beings, Peroncina. She was made by her creator as one of the subjects of his own desire. She was used by him as a basis to act openly around his perversion and love for hentai games. Shalltear was given a wide selection of clothing by Peroncina, all of which cater to one of fetishes or another. They include dresses, nurse uniforms, maid outfits, bunny suits, sailor uniforms, leotards, swimsuit, bloomers and blazers. She was given some animal ears and a tail as well. She was programmed to take pleasure in enjoying various kinds of fetishes, such as ones involving necrophilia. According to Shalltear, he had also programmed her to have a sibling-like feud with Aura, one of the Dark Elf twins who was created by his older sister Buku Buku Chagama. In the light novel, Momonga mentions that Shalltear was based on a few female characters from hentai games played by Peroncina. According to Shalltear herself, she often tends to patrol between the first to the fourth floor, Along the way, she makes sure to collect feedback from the area guardians while doing so. Not only that, but Shalltear also goes out of her way to check on the readiness of the entire floor itself. If she is given the spare time from work, she will then take a bath or get a facial, whichever she picks. On the other hand, she and Albedo seem to view one another as rivals, competing with each other for Ainz's affection. While Albedo was programmed to love Ainz, Shalltear happens to love her master presumably due to her own nature as a necrophilic. In the past, she and her master Ainz together were usually the pair to handle lost intruders that have invaded Nazarick. Also, she vaguely remembers being killed once by fighting multiple players to the death during the large-scale invasion of the tomb back in the day of Yggdrasil. As for her relationship with Ainz, after the transition to the new world, Shalltear declared herself loyal to Ainz and considered him a love interest. She believes that Ainz is the most beautiful person in existence, mainly because of her necrophilia fetish. Her dream is to become Ainz's most important servant and his head wife. As for her relationship with her creator, Peroncina commands the most respect and loyalty from Shalltear than all the other guild members. If he had wished and ordered it, Shalltear would even make all of Nazarick her enemy and charge at them without any hesitation. Her loyalty and reverence to Peroncina are so strong that even when she was under mind control, she stated her belief that he was far superior to Ainz. As for her relationship with Albedo is Shalltear's superior under Nazarick's hierarchical system. As a rival for Ainz's affection, Shalltear does not get along with her. In addition to that, they are also actively recruiting allies among the maids, where she is willing to work together with Shalltear at times. This is seen in Drama CD 2, where they work together to push for items such as Sleep with Ainz coupon and many more. As for her relationship with Aura is one of Shalltear's colleagues and her best friend. The two have a kind of sibling relationship within them, similar to the one between Peronkine and Buku Buku Chagama. It was even stated by Shalltear that her creator, Peronkine, designed her to feud with Aura. The relationship between the two has had a bit of an improvement during their expedition together to the Dwarf Kingdom, with Aura having a bit of change of heart in regards to Shalltear's capabilities after she sees how committed she is to learning and improving herself. During the course of the story, it's been shown that both Shalltear and Aura have developed an almost sisterly relationship, likely due to the relationship between their two creators. Aura's and Shalltear's own relationship is a complete mirror image of their own, when the two enjoy picking fights with each other and make fun of each other but still hold each other dear to one another. This familiar sisterly love was confirmed during Shalltear's death at Ainz's hands, where before being obliterated, Shalltear emotionally called out to Aura before dying while shedding a single tear. As for her relationship with Sebas, they have worked together for a short time where Sebas alongside Solution have been ordered to disguise themselves as wealthy and influential humans to gather information in the kingdom, while Shalltear captures humans who know how to use martial arts. Sebas thinks that someone like Demiurge would have been better suited for the task, something that makes Shalltear very angry. While Sebas doesn't like the way Demiurge treats humans, he's fine with Shalltear's evil personality. As for her relationship with Yuri, Shalltear may have some interest in Yuri. For example, in Drama CD 2, during the auction, she recommended Yuri to be a third party to host the auction. As stated by Cocytus, she exercised claiming that she is the most suitable one to perform the task. According to Albedo, Shalltear's excitement is due to her fetish as Yuri is an undead. Shalltear denies it and explains that Yuri is fair, so Albedo won't be able to bribe her, and therefore Shalltear will have a better chance of fulfilling her request of sleeping with Ainz. As for her abilities, Shalltear is considered to be the strongest among the floor guardians in Nazarick, excluding Gargantua. She has the highest overall stats among them, and her life-sustaining abilities allow her to easily outlast any of them in single combat. She also has the most actual combat experience of all the floor guardians, as her position means she is the first to meet any player that invades Nazarick. It is noted by Ainz himself that she is confirmed to be a divine magic caster. However, the god in which she believes is completely different from the gods people worship. Shalltear's skills are divided into the at will and limited use types. Her class build also makes her an extremely dangerous opponent against particular magic casters like necromancers. However, her magic's resistance is affected by her opponent's stats and levels. Even a 10-tier spell by a weak magic caster will not be enough to breach her resistance, but against a powerful magic caster like Ainz, one's first tier spell are the limit. According to him, Shalltear is looked upon as the best one-on-one fighter and could be used as a trump card against a strong foe. In the Sorcerer Kingdom, Shalltear's scope of work has increased by a wide margin, and she now has the responsibility to utilize her skill to gradually establish a land-based transportation network. As for some of her skills, first we have Time Reverse, which is a skill that negates the damage caused by a single attack. The damage she sustains is instantly converted back into health. The blood spilled out after taking damage will then flow back into her body, as though time itself has reversed to render the attack completely ineffective. However, turning back time to recover damage can only be done 3 times a day. Then we have Purifying Javelin, which is a class skill used by Shalltear to create a gigantic lance of the holy element. Despite her own evil alignment, the javelin can still cause massive damage to her foes as a holy-based range attack. The javelin can also inflict a curse on the target upon hitting them. Most importantly, she can spend the extra amount of MP to imbue it with perfect accuracy and a tracking ability. However, it can only be used 3 times per day. And lastly, Blood Frenzy. The more blood Shalltear's body is covered in, the stronger she became and her attack power soars. Because of that, she will slowly lose control of her mind and became unable to hold back the urge to slaughter. With those mental breaks, Shalltear will indiscriminately massacre any prey she sees. To prevent activating it, she needs to fight while avoiding getting hit with blood and sucking it up with a weapon or other equipment. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Shalltear. And that'll be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.